Good afternoon, HBA members. The big news this week was the passage of House Bill 488. This bill, as you know, was sponsored by Representatives Mark Brody, Destin Hall, Tricia Cotham, and Dennis Rydell. This bill did clear the Senate this week on a vote of 33 to 12. That's the big news of the week. Earlier in the week, the bill cleared the Senate Finance Committee as well as the Senate Rules Committee on Wednesday before going to the floor on Thursday. This is our top priority for this session. Since the bill was modified in the Senate, the bill will now have to head back to the House for concurrence before heading to the governor. That should all happen within the next week or so. So we're really excited to announce this news, and stay tuned for more information as this stuff follows over the coming weeks. Things were a little tense around the General Assembly this week as the governor vetoed a couple bills that had cleared the General Assembly with wide bipartisan support, particularly a bill that passed 46 to nothing in the Senate. So things are starting to get tense in the General Assembly in the waning days. Legislators have indicated they are trying to leave here shortly. So we're going to continue to watch some of these veto overrides because we suspect some of our provisions in bills that we are supporting could be subject to these vetoes in the coming weeks. This week, leaders in both the House and Senate expressed hope that a final budget conference report could come as soon as mid-July. With the anticipated budget compromise, both chambers are expected to begin shutting down policy committees. This is the first step in bringing the session to a close. Both the House and Senate are expected to have a full slate of work next week before taking the week of 4th of July off. So there's a lot happening in the General Assembly, but we're going to stay there every step of the way. On a related note to our government affairs, Executive Vice President Tim Minton headed to Washington on Wednesday to meet with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and other Reserve Board members. The purpose of this meeting was to express our concern about the increased interest rate hikes on the industry and the impact they are having on lending throughout both commercial and residential building across the state and country. Tim did a great job expressing our views, and this was really important for our members to express to those in power that these interest rate hikes are having a serious impact on the housing industry. Our legislator of the week this week is Senator Mike Woodard from Durham. Due to the busy legislative schedule this week, we could not produce a video. However, Senator Woodard's hard work on House Bill 488 could not go unrecognized. Senator Woodard is currently in his 6th term in the North Carolina Senate. He has been a leader in his caucus on issues involving housing throughout his tenure in office. Several years ago, he was a leader in helping modify regulations to ensure that accessory dwelling units could safely be connected to wastewater systems. That was a huge issue, particularly in his district. Over the last few weeks, he has worked as a moderator on helping us pick up support on House Bill 488 in the Senate, gaining wide bipartisan support across the aisle. Our association thanks Senator Woodard for all his help this year and in years past. So again, thank you, Senator Woodard, for all your support. That concludes the report for this week. For more information, read our written legislative report. See you next week.